Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Vale, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, we went to confront the dwarf woman who we saw dead over here in our dreams, and she spoke to us and told us that we are a watcher. Someone who is able to see people's souls, including their past souls. Very interesting. We also spoke with this Eder person. Old soldier who, I guess, fought in the last war and wants to join us to go see this watcher at Caed Nua, who we want to go there because we need to find out what a watcher is. He wants to go there to ask some questions. Now let's start looking around the town here. Anything for Erg yet?
I have received confirmation that Lord Radric's heir was not born well. My lord has issued an injunction on all new homesteads until he can be assured that the village has been cleansed of all Eothasians and whatever other undesirables that have brought this curse upon his lands.
Ah.
It would be best if you left town as soon as possible. I would suggest returning to your old home. There will be no place for you here. You may stay at the inn until you can make the necessary arrangements, but I would not advise remaining long. I expect Lord Radric will be most thorough in his efforts to purify this place.
This is outrageous. I came a long way. Then you should have no problem continuing on. Trust me when I say it would be best if you were not here when Lord Radric's men are dispatched from his hold. They will be looking for anyone who might have brought the legacy upon us, whose very presence might have polluted his wife's womb. They will extinguish all possibilities. Very well then. We're no longer welcome. Alright. Let's take a look up in this northwestern section here, see if we find anything interesting. Well, there is a small hut here. See if there's anything inside. It was labeled as someone's home, and it is. A dear wooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Greetings.
Well, finally, I was starting to think... The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. Can I help you? I just arrived in Gilded Vale. Thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? Master Odemas, by chance? I was, yes. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Alfra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kalisha was always so certain she could take on any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger, I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Alfra's face crumples, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Kalisha mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance? Alfra looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. Alfra wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby. About the legacy. I told Kalisha as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Radric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. With my Hathor gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home, too. I hoped Kalisha would help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn, but she moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Kalisha gone. Please, can you help me? I'll find Ranga for you. Alpha blinks, eyes wide. You will? Oh, gods bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of... Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Anslog's compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again. Truly, you'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears.
Good day to you.
I hope Ranga agrees to help. I honestly don't know what else I can do. Any chance you could tell me a few things about Gilded Vale? I can certainly try. What would you like to know? Tell me about the village. Let me think. We're farmers mostly, but there has always been work and opportunity for people coming in from elsewhere. In the old days, at least. The Black Hammer Smithery's been here for a long time. That's Tuatano's place, south of the mill. And then there's the Black Hound just a ways south of here. I have to admit I don't go out much anymore with that horrible tree out there. Things aren't like they used to be, but I don't have anywhere else to go. Whose lands are these? The Raedric family has held title over these lands for generations. Their keep is northeast of here, past the eastern wood. She holds up a hand. I wouldn't go near, mind. He doesn't see visitors or petitioners. Not these days. Some people say that, well, that there are some bad seeds in that line. A weaker soul. Maybe that's why... Well, never mind. I'm sure Lord Raedric has his reasons. I'll be going. Okay. Not gonna steal. This worn, dog-eared book is titled Travels Upon the Keldgas Sea. There's an etched illustration of a vast finned leviathan. Alright. Well, let's look around some more. Yeah, that's a bunch of those people. Doesn't look like there's anything else around here, so... head around, take a look up at the north. That's the path I came down. Nothing over there now. I've got a house over here. That is Goldrot Chew. I think that's probably drugs. Despite the rains, the stalks feel dry and stiff as a locust's husk. Let's see what's in this house. Rats scurry behind the sacks. Just a couple gold names in here. A couple more gold names there. Nothing else over there. This is Ingroid's house. Well, let's see. This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace, until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little. Excuse me.
Good day to you.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this woman, Naunton? Naunton shakes his head. I don't believe so. Was there something you wanted, stranger? That cloak. You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and... well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Nanton reaches to take her hand. It's time for new scenery. That cloak. I've seen it before. You killed that man in the cave. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks to Nanton, touching his arm. If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss, but it was a wild animal's doing. Nanton shakes his head minutely. You see a tremble in his hands. What could make you suggest such a thing? Stop. I have no patience for cowards and liars. Nanton flinches, but meets her gaze. After a moment, he sets his jaw and nods. Fine. I confess it. I did it. I saw to it he'd never leave that cave. His hand falls to his sword belt. And I'd do it again. Nanton, wait. I don't know what you saw in that cave, but this isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much a beast as that bear. I tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. Nanton, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special. Someone kind who cared for me. Please, all I want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. We've some coins saved up. You could have it, if you'll only let us go. So that's a difficult choice. A man murdered another man in order to get his wife, but the wife says that the murdered man was a horrible person. No, whatever your reasons, you caused a man's death. I'm taking this to the magistrate. I don't know what you think you'll tell the magistrate. A story about a dream you had? But you won't take this from us. Not when we're so close, and not for that wretched Pearlie. Norton draws his blade. Well, it's unfortunate that it's happening this way, but... Nanton, no! Well... that's how that happened. Vengeance from the grave. Well, so it went. But we got minor ring of deflection. Okay. A bonus to deflection. That actually sounds pretty good. That should go in there. I guess that's something. This bottle of Sonreed is half empty. The Deerwood Part 2, don't need that. Well, it's unfortunate, but... they killed someone. Let's see. Oh, there was another way around it. Okay. Oh dear. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swain, or I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Great. Great, some kind of feud going on here. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life! Hold on. Not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club. Wait. I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. My name is Ilaniara. I have only just arrived in Gilded Vale. Trumbull shakes his head. You've picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale has had all its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now, and Swainer thinks he's king of it. They're all of them mad. What was all that ruckus outside? Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them up into a froth going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale. And Swainer and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town. The crop's blighted. And most of what I'm getting from the farmers, it's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. If you don't want those people in here with torches, maybe you ought to stop lying to me. Tremble blinks, taken aback. I'm not... Look, it's no lie. The stores really are low, and with so little grain going around, I had to raise the prices for some people. There are folks in this town that deserve far better than Swainer and his lot. People who have done more for Gilded Vale. What do you mean? Swainer, the rest. They've always been troublemakers. Loud, drunken fools. That woman with him, her soul traces back to Dryden, that wretched brigand, and it shows. We have more people in this town. People still hanging on to what's left of it. They deserve a little more, that's all I'm saying. Swainer's people are farmers. They gathered that grain for you. You sure didn't mind losing that grain when it was going into the drinks at the inn. They don't make like kind neighbors when they insult my son, go stumbling drunk through my own crops. You think they're the only ones that need to eat? Now the crops are sick and the wind's too weak to get the windmill turning. Our village's children are born as empty shells. That's not my doing. This place is cursed. And Swainer and the others haven't done a thing to help the rest of us through the lean season. Maybe I ought to have a talk with Swainer then. The miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. A rancid stench rises from this grain. It's mushy and mottled with green. Alright. I guess we should try and find them. Maybe they're over at the inn. Settler's arrow, okay. Probably not anything else outside of this windmill. Nope. Alright. Like I said, they're probably down at the inn. That seemed to be what he was implying. Also, there was something over here I wanted to pick up. There we go. Let's head down to the inn, see what we can get. Okay. See if I'm right. Yep, there they are. Let's put down a save first. Alright, Swainer, let's speak.
Good day, stranger.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking, we're not here to chat with foreigners. Aloth narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it too. I saw you outside of the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's it about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's the king of the town on account of he's got the mill to his name. The dwarf's jowls quiver with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for the week we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off! Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. Oh, I bet he has. All nobility, that Trumbull. 2 big, strong kids. Purest soul in all of Gilded Vale. Cowards sending out messengers to handle his business. Well, you can go and tell him we haven't had a solid meal in days on account of him, and we can't afford a good drink on account of him, but we won't be bullied by some foreigner on account of him. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? Swainer considers it briefly. He looks to the others. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and I'll feel up to trading words.
Well met, friend.
Alright. Let's buy some ale. Actually, can I just talk to the server and tell him to bring it over? Nope.
Hail, traveler.
I'd like to buy around for the fine fellows over there. Fine fellows? You're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Please, if I can just get them talking, I might be able to convince them to stop harassing the miller. The innkeeper studies you warily for a moment, then sighs. Well, that's all right then. Here, 3 drinks for the 3 fools. You get them off Trumbull's back and maybe he'll be a little less stingy with his supplies.
Good day, stranger.
You again. What do you want now? I brought drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Blackhound's shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then, you've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. It's like I said. The miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Alfra pay half what we do. Maybe we've been a bit rough with him. Well, what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve, and do you think Trumbull's going to be sorry about when we do? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. Swainer eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug. You're right. Things go on like they are, we're just going to end up hanging from that tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasha needs a hand around the inn? Well, at least they'll leave him alone. Let's go talk to Trumbull. Just gotta get through. Okay. Head up to the windmill. We'll investigate the temple later. And here we are.
Good day, stranger.
I spoke to Swainer. And? What did he say? I convinced him to leave your family in peace. Wait, that's... Really? That's great news! I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here. He pulls a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings to show my appreciation. And you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. Glad to help. Now we stand a chance of getting through the year. All thanks to you. Safe travels, friend. Alright. Apparently I could have seen something more if I had more intelligence, but sadly I didn't. I wonder what it was. Anyway. Got the path up to the north here. Or east? Something like that. Might be east. Barath's Bell. Despite the rain... Okay, we did actually see that kind of thing once before. Hold on, let me just... Okay, that unlocked the Estern Wood. I have to go out every entrance in order to unlock things. Okay, we've already been north, so we don't need to worry there. Let's continue on. Villagers and cows. Nothing of note there. It looks like here we'd be able to get any weaponry and the like that we might want. The Black Hammer Smithery. Let's go in. I'd like to have a sword instead of a mace. Well, actually, I don't think the weapon really matters. Dented and dull, these swords look ready for the forge. The bellows sigh into the furnace and the coals burn brighter still. An account of Tuatanu's sales. The pages are nearly empty. This Almawa man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome! You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we've fine weapons and armor to offer yet. All forged right here at the Black Hammer. Show me what you have for sale. Of course. Okay. Ooh, special things. Jenna's Lance, Hold Wall, and Azurath's Stiletto. Also an outworn buckler, only usable by Paladin. Minor rings, blunting belt. Nice. Cape of Withdrawal. Interesting. Bronze horn figurine. Though tarnished and lusterless in its remarkable age, the intricate inscriptions and texturing still discernible on the horn's surface, along with the artifact's obvious longevity, suggest an object of expert workmanship. Summon Animat. Okay. We've also got rope and grappling hook, pry bar, and camping supplies. Some of that I'd like. You still don't have just a regular sword. Oh no, you do have a regular sword. Okay. But it seems there's something else here. You mentioned something about your stock being low? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, and we haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. Or my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe, to make some coin. As if that lot would dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situations in villages like this and the exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Tuatanu scratches his jaw, thinking. If you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon. Or my shipment, at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Raedric. Tuatanu glances at the nearby guard. And that's as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Where was the wagon traveling from? We send the wagon up to New Haomar with weapons, and it swings round through Logholm and the like to purchase supplies. Shortest route back is through the Black Meadow, and then north through the wilds. Had a trader come through with word they'd made it to Logholm, but I haven't heard a thing since. I'll see them back safe and sound. I'd appreciate your trying anyhow. You bring back the supplies at least, and I'll have much more to offer you. A discount to start. And if you find my workers, you give them a good smack upside the head for me. Can do. Before I buy any weapons, I want to see. You've got Weapon Focus Knight for Battle Axe, Sword, Morning Star, and Crossbow. Probably shouldn't have done that, since actually Mace might have been a good thing. We'll buy a Mace. As for you, you don't have a talent right now, so let's see. Let's get a sword. I guess I should get those just because they might be needed. On the other side of things... Oh wait, I have a sword. Never mind. I didn't even realize I'd picked that up. So I'll take those 2 other things. Sell those 2 armors. Sell that hat. And the rest of this I can hold on to. There we go. At least for now. Now let me see. Let me pull out the sword. And you do have a crossbow. So yeah. You will be using a sword instead of a mace. I feel like a mace might be needed at some point in the future. Still, I'm glad to have it. Good sword. You use a warbow, so I'll need to choose something for you. You're perfectly fine as you are, so I guess I can
Hail,
sell this
traveler.
crossbow. Let me just... boom, and I'm gonna hold on to the mace, as I said. Might be needed. Okay. There's not much more to the town, I don't think. Episode's gonna go a few minutes long, but I just want to finish going through the town here. Okay, that's just a villager. Already seen the eastern exit. There's nothing over there. This is the southern edge of the place. Feel dry and stiff as a locust husk. It doesn't really look like there's much else around here aside from the ruins. Guess we can take a look inside. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars. Let me put down a save before we look in here. Alright, quick check inside here. Yeah, there's more to that area than I thought. We'll look in there in the next episode. I think this one's gone on about long enough. So, next episode, we'll take a look in the ruins of Aothus and then probably move on. Start finding our way towards something. Maybe south to Magran's Fork and then see where else we can go. That'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I'm Chester44, also known as Fly. That is Laniara, Eder, and Aloth. It'll take me a bit, I'll get these names eventually. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, and I shall see you all next time.